You know, one thing that I realized, bro? I realized that there are some people in this world that don't know what it feels like to be alone. They actually fear being alone. They fear being alone so much that they might keep people around in their lives that they know are not beneficial for them just to not be alone. Not realizing how powerful being alone is. How powerful being in solitude is. See, when you're surrounded by a bunch of noise, when you're surrounded by a bunch of distractions, you don't grow. You finally start to grow whenever you're finally sitting with yourself. When you start getting comfortable with yourself. And when I talk about things like this, I speak from experience, bro. There was a time where I felt disconnected, even with being around people. Hanging out with my friends and just feeling like that something was missing, bro. Every conversation, every time we hung out, I just felt like I was being pulled away from what I was trying to truly become. I had to really take a step back and look at myself, look within, bro. See, when you spend time alone, you have a lot of time to think. You have a lot of time to figure out who you truly want to become in life. And then I started to come to the realization that what I'm doing right now currently in my life, I don't align with. It's not aligning with me. The people that I'm hanging out with, it doesn't align with who I want to become. There's nothing against them. Nothing against them at all. I have a bunch of love for them. I got love for them till I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just on a different path right now. And I wouldn't have figured this out unless I was alone. See, when you're alone, bro, when you're truly alone, it's not feeling empty inside. It's clarity. It's finally listening to that voice inside your head. It's finally listening to your conscience and listening to it and understanding that, okay, these are the things that I need to be doing in order to become the person that I want to become. You can't do that when you're distracted all the time. You can't do that when you keep tuning in to the outside noise. You can't do that when you're chasing validation. Only in solitude. I had to hit the reset button, bro. I had to hit the reset button. I had to recognize the patterns that I kept falling in. I had to recognize the patterns that I kept falling into. I had to reprogram my mind. And you have to take a step back, bro. Because when you're around people, especially your friends, you start to pick up on their energy. You start to pick up on their habits. Because when you constantly surrounded by people on a day-to-day basis, you start to adopt their habits. You start to attract their energy. You start to adopt their mindset. That's why you need to take that step back, bro, because you got to reconnect with yourself. You got to reconnect with your purpose. You got to remember who you are and who you want to become and start to rebuild. Think about it this way, bro. Think about an athlete. He trains in private so he can ball out in public. People don't see the struggles. People don't see the brick by brick that you have to build in order to get to the point that you're at. They only see the wins. That's just how life works, bro. You have to build in silence because that's where your focus is built. That's where your discipline is built. And that's where your consistency is built. How you supposed to lock in when you got people in your ears telling you to, yeah, let's go out for drinks, bro. Yeah, let's roll up, bro. Yeah, let's play these video games for 5 hours, not get paid for it. How you supposed to lock in like that? Bottom line is, bro, don't be afraid to be alone. Don't fear being alone. The passive, they say it's lonely at the top, bro. There's a reason they say that. You can't bring everybody with you to the top. Sometimes you got to go alone. And people only recognize you when you're there. They don't see the stuff you do behind the scenes. Or they don't care to. And always remember to follow your purpose. Purpose over everything. Have a reason why. I have my reason why. My reason why is my family. My daughter. My girlfriend, soon to be wife, my son. That's my why. What's yours? Figure it out. Block out the noise. And pursue. I appreciate you if you made it this far, man. We had 281 subscribers. I appreciate all of y'all. For real, for real. I'm going to hit 300 by the end of this year, man. Facts. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment. And if you need help in any form or fashion, you need help with transforming your life, you need help with discipline, you need help with being consistent, you need help with locking in, being in isolation, book a call right now. The link is in the description. I'm doing one-on-one coaching. And yeah, let's lock in. Peace.